This is section 4, the information and technology dimension of the continual improvement practice. There will be 3 questions from this topic in the exam. This will be a mix of the Bloom's level 2 and Bloom's level 3, meaning understanding and application questions. The tool questions will be at Bloom's level 2, whereas the automation recommendation questions will be at Bloom's level 3. So the syllabus is mainly to understand the tools that are possible for automation and the recommendations for automation. Continual improvement might appear to be a manual or a human practice, but it can significantly benefit from automation. And what we mean here is that by saying it is manual, first of all, because there has to be idea generation, there has to be a review of the current ways of working, how the products and services are doing, the feedbacks from different stakeholders, and all of that usually are manual. But there should be an attempt to automate all this as much as possible. And with respect to automation, different tools are possible and can be implemented. And we see here 5 different categories of tools. The first one is the workflow management and collaboration tool. These are basically like a ticketing kind of system wherein improvement initiatives can be registered, they can be discussed, agreed upon, meaning people can collaborate with each other to share information about a certain improvement initiative and then collaborate with each other on defining it properly and creating a proper improvement record and then finding a solution for the improvement and tracking the progress. Those things can be done here. Then they're also exchanging information with internal, external stakeholders. I did mention that it's like team collaboration, communications can happen. And even communication with suppliers or users and customer can also happen through this tool with respect to improvements that are being proposed and being implemented. The work planning and prioritization, on the other hand, it can help with management of a larger improvement backlog. Though some of those improvements will get into the workflow tool itself where they will be registered and additional data will be maintained for each of those improvements in the workflow tool. But the overall improvement backlog will be as part of the work planning and prioritization. However, there are tasks for each of the improvement initiatives within the workflow tool, and the task for each of those improvement initiatives should be part of the work planning and prioritization tools, because that will allow to prioritize specific tasks and assign tasks to certain individuals. And even the progress tracking of the tasks of improvement should be possible with the work planning and prioritization tools. Though I mentioned earlier that the progress tracking should be possible with the workflow and collaboration, but it will be even more easier with the work planning and prioritization tools. So it could be like a project software or a task software that we can use to prioritize and to communicate the status of the progress. Then the knowledge management tools, as the term indicates, this is more for capturing and uploading the lessons, log lessons report, and various documentation about the continual improvement practice, such as improvement methods, such as Toyota Kata or the 7-step PDCA, the 7-step continual improvement model, or any other methods and guidelines, even responsibilities, etc., can be put into the knowledge management tools so that people can read them and become aware about those ways of working for continual improvement. The analysis and reporting tools, these can be useful for generating ideas and to report them, not only to report the ideas, but also to report certain metrics of the practice and certain metrics related to specific improvements. So it's a very wide set of tool here. So while a lot of analysis is done by humans, but this tool can help to aggregate various documents, bring them together, allow the human to go through them in an easier way, allow the human to link between various documents and conclude their findings on the product and service quality. In fact, the tool itself should be able to do this after manually some things have been correlated. This is probably an emerging area, the analysis tools, as more and more the language recognition systems and the AI-based systems are coming out. The analysis can be automated even more rather than a human doing that. And this analysis can include and the reporting can include the performance of the practices and the value streams, the performance of the organization and various teams, the achievement of the improvement objectives, and the measurement of the stakeholder satisfaction and the reporting of that. The survey tools, these are more for specific stakeholder survey. This can be done for specific improvement instances as to how the stakeholders are thinking and their feedback about those improvements. In the market, there are several tools available. You may want to look at the tools you are using within your own organization. And it's generally possible that a single tool can actually have many of these functionalities. You can have a single tool available in the market or built in-house, which can be not only a workflow management and collaboration tool, but also a work planning and prioritization tool. And it might have a bit of, and could have another tool, which is knowledge management, analysis and reporting, and then a separate tool for the surveys. Of course, the surveys can be included as part of the workflow management also in the real world. Here are some recommendations for automation. In fact, the word automation is quite key in this practice, though it seems that the practice is more human effort oriented. Whereas the first thought is to think whether what all can be automated in this practice. So therefore, identify the right areas for automation. There could be some repetitive and time-consuming tasks, such as, if the service desk might be performing, answering certain user queries, which can be automated, then why not do that? But then it requires a lot of data collection and analysis to understand what needs to be improved. Documentation can also be improved. For example, keeping them in a structured manner, or a system ability to create documentation by collating information from various sources. Then automation should be done in a holistic way, the automation of the overall service value streams rather than specific practices or specific activities. For example, if it's an incident resolution value stream, there should be consideration of automating as much as possible in this value stream, such as incident detection, incident registration, then diagnosis, and then resolution, and then closure and review. All these should be automated together as much as possible.